Morning everyone. Myself Lakhanbhai Meena, Assistant Professor English from Government College of Mila, Jalaba. You are welcome in my YouTube channel. Today we shall read Non-Violence of Aldous Huxley. We want to know about Aldous Huxley before reading this essay. Aldous Leonard Huxley was born 26th July 1894 and died 22nd November 1963. Was an English writer and philosopher. He wrote nearly 50 books, both novels and non-fiction works, as well as wide-ranging essays, narratives, and poems. See biodata of Huxley. Born Aldous Huxley, 26 July 1894, Surrey, England. Died 22nd November 1963, Los Angeles County, California, USA. Resting place है Compton, Surrey, England. Occupation writer, philosopher. Education Eton College, Hammersmith Valley College, Sport. इनकी नोटेबल बुक्स है ब्रेव न्यू वर्ल्ड, आइसलैंड, पॉइंट काउंटर पॉइंट, द रूट्स ऑफ परसेप्शन, पेरेनियल फिलोसफी, द डेविल्स ऑफ लंडन. Born into the prominent Huxley family, he graduated from Balliol College, Oxford, with an undergraduate degree in English literature. Early in his career, he published short stories and poetry and edited the literary magazine Oxford Poetry. Before going on to publish travel writings, satire, and screenplays, he spent the latter part of his life in the United States, living in Los Angeles from 1937 until his death. By the end of his life, Huxley was widely acknowledged as one of the foremost intellectuals of his time. He was nominated for the Nobel Prize in Literature 7 times and was elected Companion of Literature by the Royal Society of Literature in 1962. Huxley was a pacifist. He grew interested in philosophical mysticism and universalism. In addition, the subject with works such as The Perennial Philosophy, 1945, which illustrates commonalities between Western and Eastern mysticism. The Doors of Perception, 1954, which interrupts his own psychedelic experience with Machiavelli. In his most famous novel, Brave New World, 1932, and his final novel, Iceland, 1962, he presented his vision of dystopia and utopia respectively. Now see the essay Non-Violence. Non-violence is applicable in the relations of populations with governments. Gandhi's non-violence was mass movement in South Africa and India were brilliant successes. He effectively trained very large groups of people in non-violent non-cooperation and boycott who courageously responded to brutal treatment. This impressed all and gained him favor of public opinion and support of the entire world in England. In 1920, non-violent non-cooperation successfully prevented a war. Labor movement declared war boycott, refused to transport men and materials to war front faced with ultimatum. The Lloyd George government abandoned its plan of war on Russia. See this paragraph. In relations of governments with other governments, non-violence is often considered impractical. Examples of genuine non-violent behavior between governments are rare. This is because of the dual nature and behavior of man as a private individual and as a member of a group. He had a system of mortality in private life, man is honest, humane, and considerate. But as citizens of a nation, he thinks his nation can go to any extreme. Will all do. The nation is personified in our imagination as a being superhuman in power and glory, but subhuman in mortality. Standing on a land that is India, where the first known poet and philosopher Valmiki wrote Mahanasad, or You Never Kill, we can certainly speak to the world the gospel of violence and human love. The father of the nation, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, was, along with Rabindranath Tagore and Count Leo Tolstoy, and also George Bernard Shaw, was the greatest proclaimer of the gospel of human love to the world since the time of Jesus Christ. Indian thought the age disseminated the message of God's affection and consideration for man, even though some were diminished in the rush for prospects and physical pleasures. The tendency of sacrifice one's life for the welfare of others is still prominent and dominant in Indian lives, especially in the lives of the poor people of India. Gandhi also sacrificed his life for his ideal of embracing the divided Indians and the Pakistanis at the same time. When India spent billions on account of preparing a war and defense machinery against the nation of Pakistan, and Pakistan diverts precious national revenue for purchasing missiles and war machines against sister India, Pakistan's. Think how natural the India film stars act the Indian think. How majestic and enchanting the Pakistan ghazal singers sing. Governments in the modern day world no more reflect the will of their people, objectives of people, which could easily and quickly have been realized through art, literature, music, cinema, cricket, football are objected to by governments, for they wish there shall be two governments to rule, two parliaments to spend time in, and two judiciaries to pronounce the same universal human law in how two conflicting ways. And fiction of the divided German nation is their lesson for the future. Why waste precious people's money for running to governments? The world is changing and eliminating the events of the eight famous Second World War one by one. Aldous Huxley's thoughts are more important than ever in the present time. When we read the articles written by many philosophers like Bertrand Russell, Arnold Toynbee, Bernard Shaw, Aldous Huxley, and H.G. Wells, we think how fortunate the world is for having tons of beautiful pages written by Leonard and tasty genius for us all to read without stop. We also will feel lonely at that thought of living at a time with the total absence of such eminent thinkers and writers continuously conversing to us all around us in our society. It is our solace and luck they wrote profusely before they passed away, so that the intellectually impoverished we can read something refreshing till the end of our age. See next paragraph. Writers like Arnold Toynbee, Robert Leonard, Aldous Huxley, and Bertrand Russell produce excellent literature which captivates genres including mine. But the world now does not read them as frequently and regularly as before. I pay them respect in my simple way of reintroducing them in layman terms for the sole reason they inspired me, so that they will be continued to be read and read and read. No one shall have to leave them unread. The praise go to those excellent authors who are now gone from among us. We can only keep the world interest in them live. See the last paragraph. The concept of nonviolence works when the concerned opponent is somewhat equal or sophisticated. It didn't work with the British in India when the British became convinced that India would become the contrary country where the greatest number of British are buried if violence in India reached its full manifestation. The Irish Republican Army tried non-violence in British prisons by turning to non-eating aids, but found that they were only weakening their body. After the death of seven their comrades in a day-long really fast in imagine person, they returned to guerrilla warfare and violence.